it's something right here that's way under the radar, and y'all need to know about it. And I'm not sure y'all even know about this. It's pertaining to the World Series between the Texas Rangers, my team for professional baseball, versus the Arizona Diamondbacks. Let's just say a Waco Trib writer, Brice Cherry, said this on X, aka Twitter. Rangers and D-back series will have a 0.0 rating at my house and probably much of America. Thank God for the return of NBA basketball. What's funny is he's a Houston Astros fan. I could just tell he's just hurt still that the Astros really lost. And the thing is, last year's World Series in terms of numbers was the third lowest. In addition, the Dallas DFW market, media market, they're fifth in the nation. And the Phoenix market is 11th. He doesn't know what he's talking about. In addition, this is in an area where there are a lot of some Texas Rangers fans. And he's been at the Waco Trib for 25 years. And he started covering sports for the sports section since 2012. I'm just pointing that out. So, in addition, there is a former Baylor pitcher on the Texas Rangers roster. I don't know what he's doing. This does not make a lot of sense to me at all. And I called him out on it. And the thing is, it just shows he has a lot of sour grapes. In addition, the Waco Tribune Herald is declining in terms of number of subscriptions they have, because the price is way up, and not only that, more people get it online. And even when they do it online, not a lot of people are doing it because of the prices. And the thing is too, why would you let a loss prevent you doing your job at a professional level? That depends when you are watching a major sporting event like this, especially when you know the newspaper business is a relic these days. I'm just saying, and it just feels like he is just bitter to the core. And also, people do watch the games besides the fans of the teams. I mean, there are people that might not even be involved. They want to still watch. And I'm just saying. And it just seems like he has more lonely teardrops than the song Lonely Teardrops by Jackie Wilson in all this. And he might be more bitter than dark chocolate. But you get the point. And if you go under his Twitter/X account, there have been a lot of hate towards him. And deservedly so. Because this is ridiculous what he's said. And he's not going to even cover it. I'm just thankful that there are other ways, other media outlets that are covering the World Series between the Texas Rangers and the Arizona Diamondbacks in my local area. Like KWTX, KCN, KXV, Fox, 365 Sports even. That's just naming some examples besides ESPN and where the games are going to be played on pregame and even during the game. But you get the whole point of the picture here. This is just silly by Brice Cherry. And you know Waco Trib's already hurting already. So I don't know what they're going to do. And I honestly think if he's not going to cover it, Waco Trib, you got to have somebody else cover it. Because clearly, he's upset and he'd rather have to cover a Houston Rockets team that is terrible, and they were terrible last year, and get them beat pretty bad, and nearly every game will get beat, but you get the whole point. Then to cover the World Series where you're in an area that has Texas Rangers fans. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. And this is a big issue for some of these people. And I would have to imagine there are people that have lost his respect. And I, for one, am one of those. This is just not doing your job as a sports writer. He's refusing to do it. It seems like in terms of covering the series and all. I don't know what the Waco Trib is going to really do with him down the line, because this is ridiculous by him. And maybe they're going to talk to him to say, you got to cover it, man. I don't know what they're going to do. And it really doesn't matter to me. Because, like I said, there are other ways, other media outlets that are going to cover it at a local level. And it's not even mentioning all those news stations in Dallas, even, or in the state of Texas that might be still covering the World Series from afar, or even in that area like Dallas, Fort Worth, and Arlington area. But you get the whole point in all this, and it's just one of those sad. It just goes to show he's a sad, strange little man, and he's lost my respect. And he's been there for 25 years. Yeah, not a good look for him. And it just clearly just shows he's more sour than a bunch of Sour Patch Kids. Jumbo-sized at that. It's just... And all the sour candy in the world. About his Houston Astros losing to the Texas Rangers in Game 7 at Houston in Minute Park. This is just trying to be informative here on what is going on, what's going to happen, it seems like, from Brice Cherry and the Waco Trib, unless the Waco Trib bucks up and gets somebody else to cover it, and they're probably going to have like some article from somebody else and then try to move it over. I don't know what they're going to do. This is just an issue right here that is just bad. And even somebody suggested Matt Brayer, and I kind of agreed. And I was already thinking to do this anyway, because this is silly and stupid and unprofessional by him. And this way, y'all know what's going on out there. And I'm not talking about just the Texas Rangers fans either in this area. Maybe there are some Diamondback fans too. But you get the whole point in all this. And people do watch the World Series. And it's just a double standard at times on like the so a lot of people like Chase Gilmer said on X, a lot of people said they were not going to watch the World Series if it was the Astros and the Phillies were at it again. And now everyone's saying the same thing between the Texas Rangers and the Arizona Diamondbacks playing. So that's just a bunch of junk right there, and it's a double standard. And this is just ridiculous by Brice Cherry and all this. And they have to do something about him. And I would highly suggest, if you're not interested in Waco Trib anymore, it's up to you on this. Don't do it because of him. And it shows why the newspaper business in Waco Trib and Herald has been declining. He's part of the problem. And it's not just him, it's the quality at times too. I'm just pointing that out, and I'm not trying to hate. I'm just trying to inform, because this is a issue. This is an issue in the local area, and it's not a good issue at all, because look, people still do read a newspaper time to time, or even online, but you get the whole point. You're not going to cover it because your favorite team that lost in the ALCS championship. They lost a pennant, that pennant for that the pennant for ALCS pennant to a rival in the to a rival in the Texas Rangers. Come on, man. This is just ridiculous, and I really think a lot of people, besides myself, have lost a lot of respect for you, and deservedly so, because of this. This is just a FYI. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. On the road to 600 subscribers, of course, the ultimate goal is 1,000 or more, so I can make money off this. Of course, liking the video, commenting the video does really help the YouTube algorithm so more people could see it. Of course, sharing the video as well, because more people would see it that way. And if you're not subscribed and you're watching, please subscribe and hit the notification bell as well. Of course, if you're subscribed, you guys still hit the notification bell too. That way you don't miss any of these videos here. And this is not just me trying to hate on the guy. I'm speaking the facts about the market, media markets, and how silly it is for a guy who is in the area of some Texas Rangers fans, and he's not going to cover it. I'm just telling the truth.